3 years ago, a woman named Margaret walked into her kitchen and couldn't remember why she went there. It happened once, then twice, then every single day. Her doctor told her it was normal aging. But what her doctor didn't tell her, what most doctors never mention, is that your brain isn't just declining. It's actually asking for something.
And if you give it the right foods at the right time of day, the research shows it can begin repairing itself. Today, I'm going to show you 5 foods that do exactly that. And I promise you, number 2 is going to shock you. Most people throw away the most powerful part. Stay with me until the end because I'll also give you the exact daily schedule for eating these so they actually work together.
Here's something most people don't know, and once you hear it, you'll never think about sleep the same way again. Your brain doesn't rest when you sleep. It cleans itself. There's a system inside your skull called the glymphatic system. Think of it like a pressure washer that only switches on at night. While you're asleep, it flushes out the toxic waste that built up during the day, including the same proteins that researchers link to Alzheimer's disease. In a younger brain, this system runs at full power. After 60, it slows down, not because it's broken, but because it's not getting what it needs. The 5 foods I'm about to share literally fuel that cleaning system. Each one plays a specific role, and when you combine them in the daily rhythm I'll show you at the end, the results can be remarkable. Let's start with number 1, and I'm betting you already have this in your kitchen. Tomatoes, specifically tomato juice. I know, not exactly what you were expecting for a brain health list. But here's what most people don't know. Tomatoes contain a compound called lycopene. And lycopene does something almost no other antioxidant can do. It crosses the blood-brain barrier. It actually gets inside your brain. Once there, it embeds into brain cell membranes and starts neutralizing the toxic buildup that accumulated during the day. Some studies have linked regular lycopene intake to reductions in brain inflammation markers of up to 30% in older adults. Now, here's the twist. Raw tomatoes are almost useless for this. Your body can barely absorb lycopene from a fresh tomato. But cooked, juiced, or processed, completely different story. The heat and processing make the lycopene bioavailable. This is the one that surprises everyone. Most people peel their kiwi and throw the skin in the trash. And when I tell them what they're doing, they feel a little cheated. That fuzzy brown skin contains roughly 3 times more antioxidants than the green flesh inside. 3 times. And it's loaded with compounds that researchers have directly linked to deeper, longer sleep, which, as we just covered, is when your brain's cleaning system actually runs. In one study, adults who ate 2 whole kiwis before bed for 4 weeks fell asleep faster, slept longer, and spent significantly more time in deep sleep, the exact stage where your glymphatic system does its work. Why does this matter so much after 60? Because after 60, your natural melatonin production drops by more than half compared to your younger years. That's one of the biggest reasons you wake up at 3 a.m. and feel like you've barely slept. Kiwi skin helps address that, not with a pill, but with food. Here's a myth I want to bust right now. Most people think memory decline is about brain damage, neurons dying, connections breaking, and sometimes it is, but often it's something far simpler. Bad blood flow. Your brain uses 20% of all the oxygen in your body. As you age, blood vessels stiffen, circulation slows, and your brain starts getting less oxygen, less glucose, less of everything it needs. And you feel it as fog, as forgetfulness, as that tip-of-the-tongue frustration that happens more and more often. Beets fix this in a way almost nothing else does. They're packed with natural nitrates. Your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, a molecule that signals your blood vessels to relax and expand. Blood flow to the brain can increase within just 30 minutes of drinking beet juice. A study from Wake Forest University found that older adults who drank 1 glass of beet juice daily for 2 weeks showed measurably better blood flow to the frontal lobe, the part of the brain responsible for focus, decisions, and short-term memory. I want to tell you about someone. Her name was Dorothy. She was 74 years old, a retired schoolteacher, and when I first spoke with her, she told me she'd stopped going to her book club. Not because she didn't love books, but because she couldn't follow the conversation anymore. She'd lose the thread mid-sentence, forget what she'd said just minutes before. She told me, "I feel like I'm disappearing." For months later, Dorothy was back at book club, leading the discussion. The biggest change she made? A cup of wild blueberries every evening. Blueberries contain compounds called anthocyanins, those deep blue pigments. And like lycopene, they're one of the rare antioxidants that can actually cross into the brain. Once inside, they stimulate the production of something called BDNF. Your brain's own growth protein. BDNF strengthens existing connections between neurons. And this is remarkable, it can actually signal the formation of new brain cells, even after 70.1 study found memory improvements in older adults equivalent to having a brain roughly 2 years younger, from eating blueberries daily for just 12 weeks. Number 5, and this one has fascinated healers for centuries. Crack open a walnut and look at it. 2 halves, wrinkled folds. It literally looks like a tiny brain. Traditional medicine noticed this long before science caught up. And science has caught up. Walnuts contain a compound your gut converts into something called urolithin A. And urolithin A does something remarkable inside your brain cells. It activates a cleanup process that clears out damaged mitochondria. Those are the tiny energy factories inside every cell. When they're damaged, everything slows, including your brain's overnight repair system. After 60, this cleanup process slows dramatically. Walnuts help restart it. They also contain the highest plant-based omega-3 content of any nut, plus powerful polyphenol that reduce neuroinflammation. One of the largest long-term nutrition studies ever conducted found that women who ate walnuts regularly showed significantly better cognitive function in later life. Cognitive decline is not inevitable. Memory loss is not something you simply have to accept. Your brain built an entire lifetime of memories, wisdom, and connections. It deserves every tool available to keep doing that work. So, which of these 5 surprised you most? Which one are you going to try first? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video helped you, please share it with someone you love who's over 60. They deserve to know this too. Stay sharp, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.